Welcome to Blitz Interviews. Like the game of chess, it's only lasts 10 minutes. I have a pleasure here to have Oleg to talk about AI, where it can be used and not be used in cybersecurity. Oleg, can you please tell me about yourself a bit?
Stefan, thank you for intro and inviting me. I'm Oleg, CEO of Draft AI, and we find out the best ways to apply AI approaches to different industries and verticals, including cybersecurity.
How long have you been working with AI?
I was working with AI and data analytics for more than 10 years for now, and we tried out different approaches and both related to AI and not related to AI, because it's very important to differ these approaches a lot.
So right now in cybersecurity, there's probably more than 3,000 or 4,000 vendors. And because AI and ML is so catchy, every vendor is basically putting AI somewhere in the marketing slide. You're an expert in AI. So I want to kind of pick your brain. Where do you think is AI and where is it just mathematical algorithm? Can you give me an example?
Sure thing. Yes, in terms of marketing, AI is buzzword. It's being used very often, but in most cases, it's just a simple algorithm behind, based on specific rules and policies, and it's not AI actually, because unlike statistics and data analytics, AI has one very important thing. It learns itself, and it being continuously improved itself. So when we are talking about true AI, it's about handling a lot of data, proper data, learning from it, and improving findings on an everyday basis without humans involved.
So let's try some examples. Right now, a lot of us work from home. There's in the way to understand what we do, we can see, okay, Evgeny logs in every day from 9 to 5 and do his work from Toronto, and he usually goes to XYZ websites. If Evgeny tomorrow download more data or log in from Singapore or log in at 2 a.m., is this AI use case?
No, it is not, because it's just simple rules, and it can be set by administrators, and it has nothing in common with AI.
So what are AI use cases in this case, for example?
In terms of cyber security, AI use cases is about detecting anomalies, especially detecting anomalies in unsupervised way. What is important is actually what is supervised and unsupervised. Supervised is a thing that actually experts or administrators tells AI what is good or bad about something. For example, this is violations, this is okay, and AI gets this information and improves itself. Unsupervised learning is about AI handles a lot of data itself and finds out something interesting. It doesn't know if it's okay or not okay, but it can link some patterns to its outcome. And if it sees that outcome is bad or something, AI actually marks itself and understands itself how to handle such cases in future without humans involved. And it's important because in our world, in our time, human resources are very limited, and human lack time and sometimes even expertise to train AI in a proper way. So I think that in future AI will train itself without human involved.
So in our case that I described of Evgeny or someone working from home and doing something unexpected, can you give me an idea what will be an AI use case and or a finding of AI?
Sure thing. Actually, in terms of working from home, let's say you have regular pattern. You wake up, you become online on 9 a.m. and start working with documents till the afternoon. Then you have a lunch, and then you continue work till the evening. And it continues day on working days every week. But one time, AI detects that you started sending gigabytes and hundreds of gigabytes of information externally. But usually you don't do that. It's not your common work pattern, so AI marks it as suspicious and reports to administrator of the system or cybersecurity engineer that this may be an issue. And only in this case, a cybersecurity engineer administrator can actually dive deeper in this case and find out if it's really something or it just false positive. So, and if it marks it as false positive, the next time when you send that amount of data, AI won't actually alert anything. Very basic example, but it works.
But when I ask a question, if I send a lot of information, it's not an AI, it's just a mathematical algorithm. So what's the difference in this case?
Actually, a difference here is about what AI does in future. Because if it's algorithm, it will alert administrator every time any people will send such amount of data. Every time. It doesn't depend on self-learning, right? But in terms of AI, it will get feedback from the administrator if it's okay or not, and will respond adequately all the next times.
Only for Evgeny or for everyone? Because maybe Oleg tomorrow will do the same, but he'll actually steal data.
Oh. It's very interesting about patterns because actually the next time it depends on such data points of your role inside the company, department patterns, and enterprise patterns. For example, if you work as the sales development representative, you need one thing to do. If you work as inside legal team, as legal expert, you need other tasks to be performed. So when we are talking about AI, it breaks down your behavior depending on specific data points. It it doesn't make sense to track everyone's behavior as the same. You see, so that's why AI is important, because when you have enterprise and there are a lot of departments inside it, and there are a lot of employees with different roles inside each department, which have own everyday tasks, only advanced technology such as an AI can keep an eye on everyone's behavior on an everyday basis.
We actually don't have a lot of time. I do want to talk about supervised and unsupervised AI. So maybe we'll do another interview, or we can dive in there on these terms. What do you think?
No, I think this is good, because about supervised and unsupervised approach, there are a lot of things to discuss.
Oleg, thank you very much, and we'll continue our discussion next time.
Thank you. Have a great day.